Hail to the Redskin. Go Redskins.
What's good, people? And I wanted to come on real quick and talk a little bit about a breaking story that's coming out now about Reuben Foster and his domestic violence charges being dropped. Now, some may need a refresher course on this. This was the guy who San Francisco cut immediately after he was arrested for allegedly smacking his girlfriend, I believe is what the case was about. And the Redskins picked up his rights off the waiver wire and released a statement through Doug Williams stating that it'd be a wait and see kind of thing depending on what the outcome of this case would be, and if he was charged further or if he was, if he would be exonerated. This morning the case was dropped. TMZ is saying that the case was dropped due to issues with the witnesses' credibility. I guess that would be something that would be probably in question for pretty much everybody that was in this ordeal or anybody that's paying attention. Most people who looked at this from an even, keel sort of way, not taking favor one way or the other of the guy or the woman or the team that cut him or the team that signed him, and just looked at it from the middle, down the middle, can see that this is kind of one of those cases where the woman might be trying to either A, cover up for him because she's in love with him, or B, she might have been lying. And if it's B, then he needs to stay away from her altogether. And if it's A, he needs to go get some help. Now, I don't want to stereotype the guy because he's young. I believe he's 24 years old, and he's got a lot of teammates that are on the Redskins roster at the current moment. And it could be a pretty good fit considering that we may need an inside linebacker next year. I do believe the team will move on from Mason Foster. Just too much drama happened last year. Got a feeling that they might move on from Zach Brown too. So there's going to be opportunity for him to have a second chance with us. And I've heard from some 49er fans, and I've looked at some film and seen that he didn't do a very good job while in San Francisco. So it's an uphill battle for him, but he is young. Now, obviously, in my opinion, I've seen that most of the film I've seen on Foster has been from college, and he was somebody who I looked at on that particular draft as somebody that we should draft. And we ended up going a different direction. I'm completely happy with directions we headed in the last several drafts. So I have no complaints. And being able to get him off of the waiver wire to just grab his rights was a risky move as far as a PR decision. But I believe this could turn out to end up being good news in the long run. I do believe the league will probably suspend him for a 3 to 6 game ordeal. I don't know what their going rate on something like this is, even when the story's been recanted. Still put the league out there in a bad form. Now, I know he's been on the exempt list, so the first thought that came to my mind was if he was on the exempt list for 10 weeks last year, or last season, I should say, the one we just finished, then shouldn't those 10 weeks go towards any suspension? I don't know how that works, the NFL bylaws on that, because we've never had a player that was involved in something like that. So I'd like to find out a little bit more on that. Maybe I'll talk about that sometime further on the podcast. But that's all I got for now, man. I'll probably be making a video this afternoon, and I should have this week's podcast up sometime either today or tomorrow. But that's all I got. Hail to the Redskins. Peace.